So I'm with Floyd Wile out here in Leminster, and this is the old dam that run the water wheel. Floyd, this was all built by hand, wasn't it? So they probably had oxen,
yeah.
And it's probably your grandfather, maybe his father.
Yeah, I would say it'd be that era.
So we're thinking around 1910s. That's
right around 1900, early
yeah.
1900.
Yeah. So they basically roll a rock on a drag,
Yeah,
bring the oxen down here, place it. If it didn't work, they know how to wrap a chain around a rock and get it up into place, and shovel in around it.
On the other side of the dam's all mud filled down, slopes down to the water.
They shovel everything through and pack it all down, probably on a 20-degree angle or something like that, all the way out through. And this run the water wheel right here.
The wheel was, I don't know what was in it originally, but it was rebuilt sometime in my father's time.
Yeah.
To a turbine wheel.
Oh, really?
So the water
it laid down?
Yeah, the water didn't come in over the wheel, it came in, fell down through the wheel.
Okay.
The floats, they call them, the paddles were...
Yeah, the paddle wheels.
Were curved shaped like that.
Yeah.
Steel floats.
We still got that? No?
Yep.
Yeah. So it had a water wheel, and then it upgraded it to the...
It upgraded to the turbine.
Yeah.
And that run the vertical shaft that had a crown and pinion on it to run the horizontal shaft, and everything run off of that. Main saw, trimmer, edger, whatever.
Yeah. So did that run in your time, Floyd?
Not the water.
Not the water. She switched over.
They were switched over to once they put the storage dam on South Canoe, the fire company, they couldn't always depend on water. And they needed it. So they, Bloomberg Foundry bought a flathead foundry motor, Chrysler motor.
Yeah.
It's still over with the gear over in the other mill.
Yeah.
Where we moved it over.
Yeah.
And they would store that in that building that has the shop and storing stuff in it. In the winter. Spring they drag it out, bring it down to the flat there, put a hook to the wood saw and jump the wood up. Then they bring it over here and put it in on the bottom story, put the belt on it, sew the belt and let it hang in the belt. By the time they got their wood split by hand, of course. By the time they got it split, the stretch would be out of the belt. They'd chain her down and start sawing the logs.
Yeah.
It's a 72 horse belt, or engine.
72 horsepower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flathead 232 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it only had a piece of 6 and a piece of 7-inch belt that went up to the main arbor.
Yeah.
And Dad said that a like a boxy log jam the saw, that would probably stall the motor or break the belt.
Yeah.
If it happened to be weak. But the old water wheel, I think he said it had a 10-inch belt on it. And the saw jammed, it never phased, it just jumped the belt and keep going.
Really?
So
the water wheel had more horsepower than the
water wheel had way more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dad said when it was redone, the chute from the flume to the wheel, the old wheel was open on top, the chute, but this one they had to brace it down, the pressure, because the chute was tapered.
Yeah.
Got smaller as it come to the wheel, to give the water more force.
Yeah.
I guess the idea.
Yeah.
And well, the flume was about 12 feet high, I think it was.
Yeah.
But they had to brace the top of it down. Of course, there's a hatch in it too for getting the up and getting in the wheel. So they had to brace that all down to the upstairs floor, so it wouldn't blow the top off the chute.
Yeah. So this mill that's set here, you're saying it was 2 stories high?
Yeah, it was 2 stories. All the gear was in the upper floor. Logs were winched into the pond, up it stuck on the log bed. The lower floor, well, first years it had the wheel and the main arbor. But then it had the motor run up to the main arbor and then another long belt run over up to the terminal.
So from the water wheel, you basically had a gearbox that run a winch that could grab the logs that were floating in the pond and drag it right up to where you wanted it.
There's a big haul chain. You drag it out across the log bed and down the slip, loop it out on the slip under the water.
Yeah.
Take your pipe pole, pull your logs in, get the hook and hook the chain together.
Yeah.
And then up top was a loose belt that ran off of the main arbor to a big wheel that had the winch on it, the drum on it, and then an idler pulley with a big arm on it to push to tighten that loose belt.
Yeah.
And that winch your logs in.
Yeah. So this river is from the Canoe Lakes down through to Falls Lake.
Yep.
In the day, you thought there were about 11 mills on this.
That was,
about 11 mills that
like
all
that.
set up. Every farm had this river dammed up and they're sawing logs.
Either had it on their own or they had it in shares with the neighbors.
With somebody else. Yeah. Yeah. And there are no little dams. Like when you look at this, you're looking at, that's just some.
Well, I think this probably would have been the longest built dam. Like the rest were just between cliffs, between ridges.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be very long.
Yeah. No, I do a lot of hiking in old sites and stuff, and this one here is as impressive as it gets. Right here. I've looked in here a long time. I'm glad to be hiked in here to see this today. That's for sure.
Yep, and this wall ends just around the turn here. That would be the edge of the flume.
Yeah.
And from the other side of the flume, that way was all crib work with plank.
Yeah.
So it got over ways, and then it's over there. It's only about high, tapers out to a single rock up towards the house.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Floyd. I really, I like mills, and this is so cool. So, thank you.
Okay, no problem.